Just make sure everything is recording. Perfect. All right. To introduce myself, my name is Alex. I am from IDX Broker. I work in the developer network channel. I am the primary guy that you go to when you have support questions. I am also the primary guy that you go to when you initially sign up for our program. Now, this webinar is going to be about how to prosper by joining our developer program, meaning when you get started with us, what you can expect in the welcome email as a developer, what are the tools as a developer that you gain by becoming a developer partner with IDX Broker, and what's expected of you as a developer partner. Additionally, what are monthly commissions once you've reached a certain number of eligible accounts. Now I'm going to be going through this first page here. As you can all see on your screen, there is our developer network page at idxbroker.com/developers. We have a list of requirements here and then a list of program details. You guys are all welcome to review this later on. I will include the link in the chat box below. So just to let you know what's expected of you as a developer partner, we expect you to bundle services with IDX. You cannot sell IDX as a standalone product. You cannot resell just a WordPress theme. If you are reselling a WordPress theme or you work exclusively with WordPress, you're expected to customize the WordPress theme much beyond just the normal template that you would expect to see, let's say with AgentPress, which is a very popular WordPress theme. You are expected to provide front-end technical support. This means that if there are any display issues with the website and the IDX on that website, you guys are expected to fix it. All clients should go directly to you for any support issues. They should not go to our support for any of those issues. If you have any issues that you cannot figure out or you can't seem to work around, you're more than welcome to contact our support directly as a developer partner. Now this is an important aspect and an aspect that a lot of our developer partners that join miss out on. It is the reason why we pay you back a monthly commission on these accounts once you reach a certain number of eligible accounts. Now the next requisite is that you must not use our IDX solution in an iframe tag. For those of you who are unaware of the iframe tag, it's literally just a tag that exists within the HTML code, generally of one static page, where you're calling source to some sort of search that we provide, maybe one of the various links that we provide on our side. You are expected as an IDX Broker developer to actually integrate our solution into your website. What this means is that you're going to be using the wrapper system. The wrapper system basically entails you taking the HTML code from your existing website design, splitting it into a header and footer, and then making absolute calls to all the source files, all of the hrefs, and then putting it into a header and footer section within the IDX Broker control panel, which creates all of the IDX pages to look and feel like the rest of your website. You must refer a minimum of 5 websites before you start to receive a payment. You can see over here to our right side that we have 5 to 25. You reach the 25 percentile payback. So there's a monthly commission of 25%. That means that of all of their monthly payments to us, you're receiving 25% of that. So if you have 5 clients that are paying $39.99 each, roughly $40 a piece, you'd be looking at roughly $200 a month that they'd be paying to us. At that point, you would be eligible for the 25% commission payback, which would put you at about $50 a month payback. Doesn't seem like much, but of course, once you scale up, and for those of you who are planning to refer up to 50 or more, you'd be looking at a 45% commission payback. So that's a pretty significant amount of those monthly payments to us. Now that includes MLS add-ons, as you'll notice on our pricing page. Any additional MLS after the first MLS added to the account is $19 a month. You are also receiving a percentage of that $19 a month for all additional MLS add-ons. All right, you must provide us with a W-9 form upon sign up when you become a developer partner. For those of you who are in Canada or outside of the United States, you must provide us with a W-8 BEN. I can provide you the link for that after the webinar. For the W-9, we do not have one available on our website. And you wouldn't believe how many times we get this question, where to find the W-9. You can find it on irs.gov. I'm also including that link in the chat box below. You're welcome to archive it or favorite it. All right. Once we get you to do that, we're going to actually have you sign up this IDX broker developer application. It's a pretty simple information form. You just have to provide your first name, last name, company address. It's important that you provide us with a physical address that we can send you mail to, because that's where the paychecks go. Also, a developer code or a dev code. This is an identification code that's paired with your sign-up forms. It can be anything you want within 5 to 10 characters. We prefer that it's something unique to your company, something that you'll remember, because it is how we identify which accounts belong to your developer account. And then additionally, we expect a logo URL path or something locally loaded. You can choose a file directly from your local hard drive, preferably somewhere around the 124 pics to 70 pics size. And then hopefully, if you can, provide it in JPEG format. That would be the best. Then you can notice here that there's a $99 entry fee. We charge all of our new developers $99 to become part of the Developer Partner Program. It's an initial fee. It is a one-time fee. It is only charged one time. We get this question a lot too, but it is only a one-time fee, and you are a lifetime partner as long as you follow our requisites and aren't framing our solution and are providing full support for our clients, our mutual clients. There are terms of service that you also want to review before signing up for the Partner Developer Program. Please do so. Once you've submitted the form, I will go through the process of processing your developer partner account, including reviewing your W-9 form and 2 to 3 website examples. These 2 to 3 website examples that come from you do not have to be real estate specific, but they do have to come from your company. When I review them, what I'm looking for is basic HTML structure and CSS application. So if you guys have any sort of website built, I'm looking to see that you guys know how to design a website and actually create it. So there are a couple other things, of course, that I'm looking for, making sure none of the menus are broken. I'd like to make sure that all of the pages work fine. I also like to make sure that if you guys have any sort of checkout modules, if you're not using a real estate or if you're not providing a real estate website, maybe you guys work in like some sort of business admin or retail type website design, I make sure that those checkouts are working fine as well. Just something to me that proves that you guys know what you're doing when it comes to website development. And this is important because I want to make sure that when you guys come into the Developer Partner Program, you guys are going to know how to support your clients when you sign them on. All right, so those are kind of just the prerequisites for becoming a partner developer. All right, we assign you a couple of things, and one of the very first thing that you're going to see once you've been admitted to the IDX Broker Partner Program, and let me just kind of iterate this. I want you guys to know that even though you're submitting that sign-up form with a credit card and it says $99 entry fee, we do not charge you unless you've been approved for the Partner Developer Program. Once you've been approved, we charge the $99 and we actually ship you all of your accounts. You're going to receive what's called a Welcome Developer Partner email, and this is what it looks like. It's just a welcome email. I'm going to include your sandbox credentials for your original platform, your sandbox credentials for your platinum platform, and then your partner account. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit of the difference between original and platinum. We offer 2 platforms currently. Our original platform is what we first came out with when we became an IDX vendor. It's a great platform. It's very flexible, fully indexable, very customizable. It's going to offer tons of templates, and everything is customizable through CSS. It does not have mobile page redirect, so there are a couple of things that you will want to keep in mind. It's an older platform, so the mobile side of it is not where a lot of your clients are expecting it to be. There is going to be a mobile application for iPhone and iPad, which is a native app that has to be downloaded, but it is branded with the client's contact information and name. It can be made into a mobile responsive IDX. If you guys are savvy enough with CSS, I've seen a couple of our developer partners actually work with the CSS and the control panel, do do fantastic jobs with it and then end up creating a fully responsive website along with a fully responsive IDX, which adjusts to the actual width of the browser using CSS. So it is possible, but it isn't something we like to advertise because it's not something we're going to do for you. It's something that you would have to accomplish yourself if you're confident enough with the CSS aspect of web development and design. Your Platinum platform is going to be the new platform that we're offering. It is currently in beta right now. We are allowing our partners to resell it even in beta. It is scheduled for release on the 10th of June, so it will be released to our retail channel. At that point, there will be price adjustments. At the current point, in beta, it's offered at the same price as our original product. So I showed you that earlier on the pricing page. The pricing is going to be exactly the same. It is a considerably more robust platform than original. It's going to offer things like mobile page redirects. It's going to offer items like map search widgets, an updated lead API, etc. So these are all items that you're going to have available within your Platinum side to resell to any of the clients who are insistent upon those features. Now, additionally, you're going to have what's called a Platinum Partner account. This is an important account for those of you who are trying to manage multiple client accounts. Now, this is only Platinum side. We do not have a utility built like this in our original platform, although I assume that most of you are probably going to be reselling Platinum anyways. Now, I'm going to show you what our Platinum Partner control panel looks like. So when you log in, and you will be provided credentials for this in your welcome email. When you log in, the first thing you're going to see is your dashboard. This dashboard has various options. You have API key control and marketing, just the home section. And then you have this neat little dashboard. Now the dashboard is going to explain to you client payback eligibility. It's going to show you all of the clients that are listed under your dev code. It's going to show you when they were first billed, when the account was created, and when they become eligible for a commission payback. Now, for those of you who are really concerned about that payback, that's going to be important for you to keep track of. There are additional widgets that you can add to this dashboard as well, but we won't go into that in depth. API key control. This is another important aspect for those of you who are going to be working primarily with WordPress. The WordPress plugin for the Platinum side utilizes an API key for all customer accounts. For the convenience of not having to log into each client account and review the API key from their control panel, we've included this API key control section within your partner admin control panel, and you can actually view the corresponding key per client. So you can copy it directly from here. Marketing side, we have a couple of items here. Now, this is all co-branded. I want you guys to know this is not a white label IDX. It's an IDX that is co-branded, meaning that your logo is welcome to appear alongside our logo when you resell our product. So two places is where this is going to happen in two different places. You're going to be looking at co-branding on the sign-up link, and you're going to be looking at co-branding on the middleware. The middleware is the control panel that your clients have access to. I'll show you that one in a second. But the more important of the two, in my opinion, is the sign-up link. Now, this sign-up link is going to be essential for you guys to get referral credit. Whenever you point a new client to us, you will want to make sure that they sign up to your sign-up link with the associated dev code. If you do not, you will not get credit for the account. And if you don't get credit for the account, you do not receive a commission payback, which is not a good thing. So when you sign a new client up, you will want them to sign up through your dev code. And you will notice the difference. The normal sign-up form looks like this without the dev code and the D at the end. And it also has a $99 setup fee listed on it. Once you put your dev code at the end of it, oops. Oh, now you want to, all right, fine, don't work for me. All right, there we go. So we pull up the sign-up form with your dev code attached to it, D/whatever your dev code is going to be, that 5 to 10 digit item that I mentioned earlier on the developer application. You can attach a logo to the sign-up form. It's a pretty bad logo, so forgive it. It doesn't have a transparent background, so it doesn't overlay very nice, but you get the idea. That's where it appears. You scroll down here. More important of the two items is that you're missing the $99 setup fee. That is correct. From the very first client that you referred to us, we do not charge them a $99 setup fee. This is because they are expected to be set up by you and not us. They are expected to contact you for support and not us for support. So that $99 setup fee is waived as a courtesy to you as a partner developer. And it only occurs on your sign-up form with your dev code attached. Also, the other important aspect of this sign-up form is that you don't have to include your own contact information as a developer partner. If you look at the normal sign-up form, you'll notice here that we have a designer's information section on the sign-up form with your dev code attached to it. That designer information section doesn't exist, and the reason why is that our system will automatically import your contact information to all associated accounts that sign up through that dev code sign-up form. Now, this is the Platinum side sign-up form. You're going to get something very similar on the original side if you choose to sell original, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. This is the original sign-up form. With the dev code attached, your logo is going to show up in the top left-hand corner if you provide one to us in that sign-up form, the developer application. If you scroll down, you'll notice that $99 setup fee is removed. The form looks pretty significantly different. We've done this because we do not want you to confuse your two different platforms. There's going to be a price difference when it's released as well, so we don't want your client signing up for the wrong platform. But anyways, though, the other difference is going to be the same as the Platinum platform. We have a designer, web developer info section for retail sign-up form. The one with your dev code attached, it's not there, and it's because your contact information will automatically be imported into that account. Okay, and those are just kind of the differences of those two platform signups. You get two of these signups, as I mentioned in that welcome email. You can just immediately start referring clients through those sign-up forms. Okay, the next aspect that I want to mention is uploading a photo for the Platinum side middleware. Now, the Platinum side middleware is the control panel, as I mentioned, that your clients will be accessing. I'm going to show you what that looks like by logging into a client's account. So if I log into a client's account, this is where your logo will apply. So if you have a logo, it shows up right next to our IDX logo. Co-branded. Yeah. So if I log back out, one of the cool things about this partner admin control panel is that you have direct access to all of your clients to the client search area. Now, I can directly log in to my client's control panel, and I can log out. And it throws me back into my partner admin control panel. This is great because you're not going to have to remember the credentials for every single account that we assign to you. It's a headache. When you guys are talking about hundreds of accounts, you're not going to want to keep track of all of the usernames and passwords. So we provided an area where you can access them directly from your partner admin control panel. Additionally, we have this neat little utility here that allows you to send the password to the client if you're one of the more relaxed developers that likes to allow access to the control panel for your clients. Now, if I throw a drop down here, if I click that drop down on the left side, you'll notice a couple of items here. There's a basic links section. These are just links that go directly to the IDX, the corresponding IDX page. If I press the search button, it'll pop up a new window for the search page on the demo website in this case. It's just for quick access, just in case you guys want to see directly what the front-end IDX page looks like. Additionally, we have MLS membership. This MLS membership is indicated in one of two ways, and this is good for you guys who have lots of questions about when is the approval going to go through? When do I get to start working on the account? When I click on MLS membership for a specific customer under my partner admin control panel, all associated MLSs that are on that account will either be in an approved state or a sent state or a received state. Now, sent means we sent the paperwork, the client has returned it to us, and we sent it to the MLS. Received means that they've received it, and approved means that they've approved the account for display. This is the most important step, obviously, because until it's approved, you do not have live data on the account. You are working with dummy data. So if I go back, it's just kind of a quick way to keep track of all of the MLS, where the MLS is in terms of progress of approval when you're looking at it directly from your partner admin control panel. Additionally, we have billing information if you want to take a look at that. I can click on whether billing information is running or not. It's all available there. And then finally, there's a contact section. If I have developers, or maybe a developer that's working within my company that I want to deal with certain accounts, let's say you guys have account handlers, and let's say Chris at whatever company you guys are .com wants to deal with just these 3 accounts, you can assign them as a primary contact on that account. Just a neat little function there. It's just meant to allow you access to providing a primary account holder. And then there's finally account notes. You can create account notes. If you guys don't want to assign account handlers and you just have one of your support crew just go into an account, they log in, make changes, they can make notes on the account here so that somebody else who goes in afterwards doesn't step on their toes. Just a neat little utility to kind of keep track of all of the things that are going on with any account. And then I'm going to show you guys what else you guys are assigned. Sandbox, I mentioned 2 sandbox accounts. These are full-on demos that can be fully integrated with whatever website you choose. However, they do not include MLS data. They're not live data. You must use the dummy data that we have. You guys are not real estate agents, you're developers, which means you do not gain access to MLS data. So we've included dummy data. We have dummy data feeding through to your demo account. You can log in, you can adjust it to any URL you want, just to give you an idea of what the account looks like internally. We have a dashboard, notifications, traffic stats, API key control for this account only, as opposed to the one that I mentioned in the partner control panel where you get to see all of the API keys for all of your customers. And then I have account management, which just has to do with billing for that. Upgrade center if you guys choose to upgrade a specific account. Of course, none of this is really going to apply to your demo account, but it's still stuff worth knowing about. Preferences are going to have to do with just major preferences that you can set, global preferences having to do with results, search pages, details, maps, etc. I'm not going to go too in depth with this because for those of you who gain access to the Developer Partner Program, you're going to have more than enough time to go through all of this. There's a lot to sandbox, there's a lot to try. The initial page setup is probably going to be the most important thing that I'm going to show you here. And this just really has to do with the initial display of the actual website. The first thing you're probably going to do with your demo account is set up a wrapper. This wrapper can either be dynamic using a URL, meaning you split it into a header and footer using div IDX start and stop tags, which tells our system where to split the code, or you're using a static wrapper where you're literally just taking a snapshot of the HTML in a template page. You're creating absolute calls to all of the hrefs, all of the source files, etc., unless it's a WordPress site where the WordPress site already has absolute calls to everything. Then you split it into a header and a footer, usually around the content div tag. As you can see here, in this case, it's a WordPress site. We're doing it around the entry content div class. And then, of course, the IDX content is inserted in the middle of the header and the footer code. Now, that would, of course, incorporate any sidebar navigation around the entry content div tag. So coming back, you have a couple of additional options for customization, custom CSS, and then custom subheaders per page. But the most important section of your IDX Broker Platinum control panel is going to be the Pages section. The Pages section is where all of your created pages are, your search pages, your result pages, your detail pages, your contact pages, and then the user sign-up pages. This is where you directly access it. Aside from that, you have hyperlinks to individual wrappers for every single page. This is something that we did not have available in our original platform. We did to an extent, but not for every single page like this. So you actually have the ability to get really granular with your design, put unique content per wrapper. I don't know how in-depth you're going to want to get about that, but you can certainly do that. CSS, you have CSS hyperlinks, of course, to all the pages as well. Now, fields are going to apply to the actual search pages, which fields you want to add and remove. There are a lot of fields with MLSs, a lot of advanced fields that can go anywhere from financial disclosures to waterfront property description to waterfront lake name, etc. That's where those fields are editable. You can add additional fields that we don't include by default, and you can also do the same thing on the details pages. You can click through and you'll go straight to the actual page, the corresponding page. Additionally, I can get the link if I want to copy and paste it into my site's navigation. I can even get code for the HTML if I want to create my own custom search form. I'm not going to get in depth with this because a lot of you developers are probably wondering, what does this HTML part mean? Well, it's something that we include for the input fields and the select fields in a get or post form action method. This is important only for you developers who are not going to be using our default search forms. For those of you who want to create your own custom search forms, you're going to have to use our option values to create those various select or input fields. You will also have to use our form action method. You will be creating, of course, these custom search forms on your own static page hosted on whatever hosting service you're using for the home page or any other static page you create on the website side. So that's basically what the HTML is for. It's for custom form creation. You can access it from front side too just by viewing source. Anyways, though, you can create new search pages if you want to create your own custom search page. This is within, of course, the template pages that we're creating. And additionally, you have the same ability in editing preferences. Now, preferences is an important aspect of the page section. This just allows you to affect settings, basic settings in terms of page URL, page name. You can go in and affect lead registration. Another cool option that's available in Platinum that isn't available in Original. You can request registration and or force it on any page within the IDX Broker Platinum site. SEO options, you can set settings. For the details page, you can actually affect the URL, the long tail URL. So if you want to incorporate address, city, state, or any of these other dynamic tags, you're more than welcome to. Again, title text, meta tags, and keywords, you guys are all probably familiar with how those function in terms of working with SEO. You can put your own custom dynamic tags or even static content if you want to incorporate that. Just by writing whatever you want. And then save changes, of course, that'll affect the SEO options for that specific page. So the pages is going to be your main utility. This is something that you're going to all look at when you first log into your IDX Broker Platinum sandbox. Again, you're welcome to do whatever you want with it. You can market our solution alongside your created websites. You can use it. I've seen some developers actually use it to set up a new account. And that's a pretty cool way of doing it. They use it to set up the new account so that they can create the widgets and get everything started, and then when they're ready to actually switch it over once the feed goes live, they do that. So it's there for reference. You can use it however you like. So I'm going to go ahead and log out of this. As you can see, I go straight back into the control panel. That is too cool. I'm going to go ahead and convene the Platinum side. That's a pretty deep overview of the Platinum Partner Control Panel and the associated demo that you'll receive. When you first get your demo account and your partner account, you should expect to see at least one client under the client search, and it's going to be your demo account. You're not getting payback on it, so just in case you had any questions about it. Anyways, though, go ahead and exit out of that. We're going to go into client admin section for Original. Now, some of you guys may be asking, well, if I don't have a partner admin section like this in Original, how will you guys keep track of all my clients? Well, we have this neat little section here where only we can access it. Unfortunately, it's a super user admin section. You guys will not have access to this, but we do. We keep track of all of your clients, unbilled and billed, when they go eligible. So unfortunately, when you refer Original clients, you're going to have to just take our word for it. You're going to give me a call whenever you have issues with billing or if you have any questions about eligibility dates on Original referrals, and I'll help you out with it. Anyways, so once we keep track of those, you can see just kind of how it happens. It's green lighted when it's eligible. Nothing too spectacular there. We keep track of your logo, etc. Go ahead and exit out of that. Then you're also associated or given a demo account on the original side. It's the same sort of thing as the Platinum side. It's a full-on demo with dummy data. You guys are more than welcome to integrate it any way you like. You have a full-on dashboard. You have your customize section where you get to customize a global wrapper. Again, dynamic includes if you want to use WordPress URL include as well. We have category wrappers and page wrappers, so this design gets pretty granular as well. Not quite as granular as PT, but it's still very, very customizable, and I'm still amazed by what our developers are able to do with original. Again, CSS, fully option. There's fully available CSS within our custom CSS section. You have a master style sheet, and then you have associated style sheets for all of the rest of the pages. This is also available on the Platinum side, but through hyperlinks on the page section. This is really cool. If you guys want to just make alterations to any of the pages, all IDX content on the front end is going to have a div tag associated with it. That div tag is going to have either a class or an ID. Just to give you an idea with my developer tool here. If I inspect anything, you can tell here I've got either an IDX search box or IDX submit button. Anything here is going to be incorporated or included within an IDX div class or IDX ID. So anyway, so you're able to make those types of changes in the back end if you really want to get custom. And again, for any of you who want to provide, a mobile responsive IDX solution, you can do so on original. You just have to be really, really savvy with CSS. So don't call our support asking them how to do it, please. Please don't call them. They will get mad at me, and they'll tell you no. Anyways, that's sort of the extent of the developer control panel. Same sort of thing. Account management, your page links section under account management is going to be sort of the equivalent of the page section in the Platinum control panel. You have access to all of your search pages, listing pages, and contact forms. So the first thing you're going to do when you first get this demo account is probably create a global wrapper, maybe a static one, maybe an include, and then you're just going to incorporate that around whatever demo website you're using. You can fully integrate it into that domain if you want. You can even use domain control and have it show up on a subdomain of your domain. So it's really up to you how you guys choose to incorporate that. And that's pretty much the size of it. That's an introduction to all of the items that you're going to be getting as a full-on developer partner. Now, before we convene this entire webinar, I want you guys to take note of the sign-up process. I get this question all the time, and it's funny because I include it here at the bottom of the developer welcome email. When a client signs up, this sign-up is going to go through to our system. Our MLS coordinators are going to process the account under your developer code. Then they're going to send MLS paperwork to your client. Depending on the corresponding MLS, it will decide the actual paperwork that gets sent to them. But they're expected to fill this information out. You as a developer partner are going to be CC'd on the email, so you can always bug your client and make sure that they're filling it out in a timely manner. Once they filled it out and turned it into us, we will take that paperwork and fill out our portion after reviewing it to make sure that the client has done a good job, and then we'll turn it into the MLS for review and approval. Once we've gotten review and approval from the MLS, we will set up the account and ship it to both you and your client. Unless you do not want your client entered in or entering into the IDX broker control panel, then we'll just send it to you. But please make that request. Let us know, because we want to know that, if it's not okay to send it to your client, we want to make sure that we're not CCing them on the login credentials. Otherwise, you can just tell them, hey, if you go into the IDX broker control panel, you can look at it, but don't make any changes because you're going to break something. That's always a great method. I've seen a lot of developers do that, and it's pretty effective. Anyways, any other questions you have, you're more than welcome to email us. We have this really easy to remember email. And I just created this inbox because we have lots of developer support questions, and we have lots of general questions as well. Even pre-developer program, you're still welcome to send me an email at developers@idxbroker.com. These are for any additional questions that you have that maybe Brian wasn't able to get to within this webinar. It looks like he's been doing a great job though. So For any of you who still have questions afterwards, or maybe you think of a question after the webinar is ended, you're more than welcome to send me an email at developers@idxbroker.com. That pretty much ties it all up. Again, I am recording this webinar, so I will send you a link probably tomorrow of this recorded version. So anyway, so that convenes the webinar. It looks like Tom has one question. I'll try to get to that. Oh, okay. Now you guys are just going to start throwing all your questions in at the same time, huh? All right, Tom, it says, if you don't allow the client into the back end, does that mean that they have no access to the things in the back end they should be using? It means that they're not going to have access to everything IDX broker side. Now, this can mean a couple of things. If you have them log into the backend control panel, they gain access to all of the things that affect CSS and display. You don't want them messing around with that. There's generally a disclaimer that we include on new accounts that says that you shouldn't log into the backend and make changes without developer consent. Now, there is another important aspect to the IDX Broker Control Panel. There is a lead section, and if there's any section that your client is going to want to access, it's the lead section. That lead section is going to allow them, of course, to review any leads that have signed up for their services. Now, you mentioned so the user cannot add photos or anything. This is an MLS feed. They're not creating the listing. So unless they're actually creating a full supplemental listing or they're trying to affect their own featured listings, no, they're not going to be able to add photos. And it's not going to allow them to add photos to their website either. This is just IDX admin side. It has nothing to do with website side. Agent photos, yes. This is a different aspect though, and it only applies to multi-user accounts. Multi-user accounts are for offices that have multiple agents. If you use the bio page functionality, we have these neat little subsidiary IDX broker control panels, which only allows an agent to view their leads, their bio page, and the associated photo with their bio page. So they're not going to be able to affect anything display-wise other than the content on their bio page and the photo, of course. Now, I have another question from Daku. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyways, does the client pay the monthly fee directly to IDX Broker, or does developer pay to IDX Broker? This is a good question. It's a common question. We get it all the time. This is up to you as a developer. There's a credit card submission form we expect you to fill out, or your client to fill out. It's really up to you which credit card information you're putting down. If you put your own credit card information down, know that we will continue to charge you until you cancel the account. The good thing about putting down the customer's credit card information is that it makes the payback seem more like a payback. When you sign up your own credit card information, you're paying for the full account, which means that when you get that payback, you're like, well, this is sort of a discount, but it's not really a discount. And I also am responsible for canceling the IDX Broker Control Panel, or else I'm going to keep getting monthly charges for it, even if the customer is canceled with me already. And you're liable for that. We're not going to pay you back for it. We're not going to refund you. So I recommend you have us charge them directly. For those of you who are still insistent about being charged directly, you're more than welcome to. Just remember that you're responsible for shutting off that IDX Broker Control Panel. Of course, even if we're charging the customer directly, and they stop using your services, you are still expected to let us know that they're no longer using your services. That way we can cancel the account promptly so that they're not looking for a refund from us, even though it's totally their responsibility. Most real estate agents will not be held accountable for their own billing mistakes, unfortunately. Does Platinum have a mobile website? Yes, it does. It has a mobile redirect. Now, we don't call Platinum mobile responsive or mobilely responsive. And the reason why is because the CSS is not really there to format depending on the width of the browser. It actually has more to do with the fact that it detects the mobile device that it's being viewed from, either iPad, iPhone, Android, or any of the other mobile devices that have browsers on it. And it'll reformat to a mobile page redirect. What this means is that our pages completely reformat for the mobile device. They don't look like the website anymore, like the desktop version. They don't have the same branding or anything like that. It flips. It basically changes into a completely different design. It'll have the customer's name and contact information, of course, but that is going to be it's going to be integrated into the design of the pages that we've already created. Yes, I'll send you an example of that pretty soon here. in fact, if you could do me a favor and just send that question to me at developers@idxbroker.com, that would be great. The reason why is that I don't want to cover that within the scope of this webinar. There is no contract either. We are a month-to-month service, so no contract. I got one more question from Tom here. Is there any checklist to verify when upgrading, or must we read everything and hope we miss nothing? Not quite sure I understand what you mean by that. I can tell you that there is no checklist when upgrading, but you can't upgrade unless you're ready to make it. So you have to be ready to make the upgrade. And if you don't quite understand what the upgrade entails, you're more than welcome to call one of our sales reps and ask them, what does upgrading to a new user account or to a multi-user account mean for me and for my client? What kind of features does that entail? And if you're pleased with the answer, then at that point you can choose to upgrade the account. Once you've made the change, all we do is we make an immediate change really within the backend control panel, or with Platinum you can do it directly from your control panel, and the change is immediately effected, giving you access to those multi-user functions. And then I get another question here from Daku saying, can we pass our discount price to the client so that the client pays less to IDX broker? No, it doesn't work like that. They pay us full price. We pay you commission payback. If you choose to pass the savings on to them, or essentially pay the customer for being such good customers, that's up to you. But I don't recommend that. Anyways, any more questions? Seems like we had quite a flood there. Are we paid every month? Yeah, after you reach 5 eligible clients, and that's important. After you reach 5 eligible clients, you will be paid every month. It's a monthly commission payback. Any other questions? Is there a direct deposit? Now you're just getting silly. I don't know what you mean by direct deposit. There's a developer entry fee, but there's no direct deposit. All right. I think that's going to convene the webinar. If you have any other questions, just shoot them to me at developers@idxbroker.com. All of this is recorded, so all of these delightful questions will be in the end of the webinar if you guys should choose to review them as well. Thank you for attending the webinar. It was a delight doing it for you. I hope you guys have a great day.